Bruno is the ruler of the forest and is a master archer. He is always in his territory. His face is hidden by a mask, which is covered in leaves. When he talks, it sounds like birds chirping. He lives alone and sleeps in a tree hollow. He is able to attack with a single bow shot at a distance of up to 200 meters, 656 FD. He can use the skill up to 5 times per day. The attack power of this skill varies with the player's level, and the arrows are of different types, each having different effects. The bow and arrow are made of wood and are therefore easily damaged and cannot be repaired. Bruno was not originally a character. He was first introduced as part of an event called the Twin Heroes, where 2 characters had to team up to take down an enemy, and later was given his own storyline. In his story, he is the ruler of a forest. He has a mask on his face, covered in leaves. In addition, there are also some flowers that were attached to the mask as well. The mask was made by the forest animals. When he speaks, it sounds like birds chirping. He lives alone and sleeps in a tree hollow. When he was young, he was often teased because his face was completely covered by leaves. When he was teased, his mother, who was the ruler of the forest, scolded them. But then, the people who teased him changed their minds after seeing how powerful he became when he fought as a member of the Twin Heroes. After that, the people stopped teasing Bruno and left him alone. Bruno's story was only for the event and never appeared again afterwards. Since the game was only released in Japan, his story did not get an international release. Bruno's face is covered by a mask that has some flowers attached to it, giving the overall appearance of a flower crown. The mask itself is made of tree bark, and the flowers were also made from tree bark. The mask has small holes that allow the mask to breathe and be worn on his face. He wields a bow with an extremely long draw length. The string is made of woven tree bark, and the tip of the bow is covered in leaves and flower petals. He can fire 5 arrows at a time. The arrows are tipped with different kinds of leaves and flowers, each with their own effect. He is able to shoot a single arrow up to 200 meters, 656 FD away with high precision. When the arrow hits the target, it explodes and creates a small shock wave. The damage dealt is low but will increase with the player's level. However, the arrows are made of wood and can be easily broken. His arrows are made of wood, but of varying effects. The arrows themselves are all wood, but the tips are made of flowers and leaves. He shoots a total of 5 arrows at once. The arrows are all different and have their own unique effect. The first arrow is made from an old branch and will increase your critical rate when you hit. The second arrow is made from a piece of old cloth and will give you an extra attack if you successfully hit with the first shot. The third arrow is made from a flower bud and will give you a critical hit bonus if you hit the target with the second shot. The fourth arrow is made from a leaf and will heal you when you hit the target. And finally, the fifth arrow is made from an old leaf and will restore your MP if you hit the target with the third arrow. If the target is hit with the first arrow, your critical rate will increase and you will deal additional damage when you successfully hit the target. The second arrow gives an extra attack if you successfully hit the target with the first arrow. This extra attack has a long cooldown and can only be used once every 2 minutes. The third arrow heals the user when they hit the target and increases their HP by a large amount when they successfully hit. The fourth arrow restores the user's MP when they successfully hit the target. The amount healed is greater than the amount consumed from the effect of the fourth arrow. The fifth arrow heals the user when they successfully hit the target. It will consume that MP from the previous arrow and will heal the user a small amount of HP. This arrow will not cause any status effects on the user, but if the player continues attacking the same target with this arrow, it will eventually restore their HP to full even if they miss or do not land a hit altogether. When using a bow, he can use a special skill, Spiral Arrow. It is an arrow attack that he can shoot while moving in a circular motion. It damages everything in a wide area, regardless of whether it was targeted. In this story, he's living a peaceful life with his wife, whom he loves very much and cherishes. His wife's name is Marilyn. He used to go hunting a lot in his past life, but now he lives off of gathering food instead. He doesn't even need to go hunting anymore, since he can get everything he needs from the forest. He is also quite proud of his wife for making it through hard times and being able to keep herself alive. Bruno's wife, Marilyn, is a skilled healer. She uses medicinal herbs to treat Bruno's wounds whenever he gets hurt. She also makes medicine to prevent his body from getting sick and uses those to help her husband stay healthy as well. She has been taking care of her husband for many years. She works as a healer in a hospital, so she has lots of knowledge about healing techniques. Her eyes are red because she used to cry all the time as a child. Bruno often tells Marilyn that he loves her, but she is not sure how he really feels about her. Marilyn knows Bruno's love for her because he shows it through how he treats her, but she is still not sure how he really feels about her. Bruno is not related to any other characters in the series. He has no parents, brothers, sisters, or children of his own. He does not know where he was born, but he remembers his childhood clearly. Bruno was raised by his mother, who was also his teacher in archery and magic. He was always loved by his mother and was always cared for by her until he was taken away from his home and grew up in another world. Bruno does not know how his mother died, but he believes that his mother died when she was very old. Bruno was born in a village that was destroyed by monsters. The village chief's wife saved him from monsters, took him with him to another village, and raised him as her own son. Bruno is thankful to that woman for saving him when he was a baby, and taking care of him ever since. Bruno does not talk about his past memories very often, so Marilyn does not know too much about it either. Marilyn does not have memories of when she was young and lived with her family, so she doesn't know what Bruno did before he met her. She does not remember anything about her childhood other than that she used to cry a lot back then, and that she had a good childhood with a mother who loved her very much. She always thought Bruno loved her very much, and was always thankful for that. Bruno is the ruler of the forest and is a master archer. He is always in his territory. His face is hidden by a mask, which is covered in leaves. When he talks, it sounds like birds chirping. He lives alone and sleeps in a tree hollow. When he was young, he was often teased because his face was completely covered by leaves. When he was teased, his mother, who was the ruler of the forest, scolded them. But then, the people who teased him changed their minds after seeing how powerful he became when he fought as a member of the Twin Heroes. After that, the people stopped teasing Bruno and left him alone.